What's going down, Vigo's Court? I'm your judge, Judge Vader, and I'm joined today not by Shep, but by Counselor D, that one guy D in the house.
How we doing, everybody? It's good to be here. Been a minute, but I'm back.
It has been a minute. Like it's been quite a while since I've seen D at the desk at Vigo's, but you know, you're right back at the desk, right where we need you to be.
You know, it feels like I never left. Just so natural, feels great. Glad to be here. But I've seen a lot of good games happening. I've seen a lot of good ones. Right,
and seen a few upgrades on the visual sides too for Vigo's, right? Like it's kind of crazy. It seems like everything got upgraded, like level of competition, quality of the games, and then quality of the graphics we got here at Vigo's. So for sure, Vigo's took a little bit of a break, but we came back bigger and stronger, didn't we?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like my room got a renovation. What? Like, what's going on? Like, nobody told me I was getting brand new interior. Like, I'll take it.
Yeah, and check it out. Those transitions look pretty sweet as well. So, you know, everything kind of did get upgraded a little bit, and you gotta love it.
Absolutely, it looks great. But hey, let's talk about this match we're about to witness. What do you think?
Oh yeah, so Outlaws of the Fog came out and kind of definitely showed us that they are ready to play in that first game, getting their first win in their debut for comp. So for sure, love to see it, and we'll see how they can hang with kind of a more well-known group here with Monarchy.
Oh yeah, I've played against Monarchy myself. And they are no joke. They're definitely a solid group of players. I'm excited to see how they do. And with Outlaws coming in and playing the way they did, you know, this should be a good matchup for sure.
For sure. And like Monarchy coming off of, they did have a preseason win against Arctic Wolves and then performed very well week 1 to also, I believe, get a win there as well. So this is definitely a 1-0 team versus a 1-0 team. Both teams trying to stay undefeated. So we'll see who gets to walk out of here unscathed.
No, absolutely, and it looks like I'm seeing some familiar names. I see Wakanda, somebody from the original season. So I'm seeing some familiar names. I'm liking this. I'm back in my comfort zone. Okay, I know what to expect.
And see, Wakanda is actually on Outlaws of the Fog this season. So you'll notice in Outlaws of the Fog, there are some familiar names to come, even though they are a new team together. So interesting.
You know just as well as anybody, it doesn't matter if you played comp or not. It's all about that chemistry of the team. So, you know, right. building that chemistry as a team, whether you're all good players or not, if you don't have that chemistry, then it kind of falls short. But knowing that these players all have good experience and have all been around for a while, I imagine it's going to be a pretty solid group of people. You know what I mean? Team.
Do you see that last survivor there? The one that just loaded in, that Jeff? Do you see the name up there?
Oh my lord, is that who I think it is going to be playing in this game?
That is correct. Rambo is on Outlaws of the Fog. Not only is he on Outlaws of the Fog, if I'm correct, he's also a captain.
Well, would you look at that? Going from behind the scenes to playing in the games. You love to see it.
Should be interesting to see how they perform here for sure. I know we got Slow Galeo ready to try to show him up and get a 4K here. We'll see if it happens though. And to talk about what map we're on, we're going to be on Disturbed Ward, and that is actually one of the larger maps. It's very large in terms of map size and doesn't have as many hooks as some of the other maps. So for sure, I know a lot of survivors tend to like this map, but it also has its fair share of dead zones.
No, absolutely. I mean, if you can stay around the middle building and kind of play around that, it works out nicely in the survivor's favor. But if a killer can get you in those dead areas, kind of over by like that like greenhouse over to the left of that, or even in kind of one of those back corners, there's not a whole lot to work with once the pallet's grown. So very interesting to see how the killer plays or what killer is played, and how the survivors are able to traverse the map and kind of keep close to that core part of the map.
Yeah, and I think to go along with that, like, you almost expect resource management to be one of the biggest keys, right? I think if that greenhouse pallet falls early in the game, could spell disaster later on in the game, depending on what killer's brought as well.
I mean, if it even spawns. I mean, lately pallets that normally spawn in like normal places haven't been there. So
That's
it's
true.
usually either in that greenhouse or it's on that weird little wall to the left there that's like a bench.
Yeah.
They don't always spawn there anymore. So, but once that pallet's gone, there's nothing there for
Right.
a while. So
yeah, and so I think I would expect that we're gonna see killers that can really punish the early throw of a pallet, maybe a Wraith, maybe a Bubba initially, because we are so early season. I think you wait to bring out the S tier and maybe until maybe your second killer trial rather than the first. But what do you think?
I mean, it would definitely. I could almost see somebody that's got a decent amount of mobility, but isn't going to be a top tier. I'm thinking. I'm sorry to say this, but I mean, a Legion wouldn't be a bad play here. I mean, if you could kind of traverse the map, get those easy hits, come out of power, just kind of gauge what the competition's going to be. Call me crazy, but you know, or maybe I like a doctor play. I'm kind of partial to those two killers in comp just because they on bigger maps, if you can force a 3-gen, which this map is kind of an interesting one, it spells disaster for the other team.
And I think as you talk about a 3-gen, this map actually has like 2 potential 3-gens that spawn pretty consistently on the map. So you kind of have your choice, right? Like, even if you're leaving the main building pretty much alone, and there's still like 2 opposite side 3-gens you kind of have your pick of, right? So, should be interesting to see, but it looks like our survivors and our killer are ready to go. So I'm going ahead and swapping out. That way they can go ahead and get started. And while they get started here, I'll go ahead and review some killer rules with us real quick. Let's just make sure that they have all of their offerings correct. Make sure we don't have any penalties before I do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so of course, guys, we are seeing, it looks like 4 bloodied blueprints, which is good. So we know that the shack will be where basement is. And then we do see the cut coin, knowing that the only chest that is spawning in the game is in the basement. All right, so let's go ahead and review some killer rules while they are loading into this match here. So for sure, guys, our killers are going for those hook points. First and second hook being 2 points each. That third hook being worth 3 points. And then progressions being worth 1 less than their hook counterpart. A 7th and 8th progression would result in 1 point each. And then a 4K would result in getting 2 extra points. If the entity happens to help you get a kill, like an endgame collapse, it is the corresponding hook plus the progressions. If you Mori somebody, though, you only get the corresponding hook, no progressions. Any bleed outs do equate to 0 points, so please don't leave your survivors laying on the ground. Always pick them up. For more on these rules, exclamation point rules in the chat. All right, we are just seconds away from finding out who this first killer is. What's the final answer on your guess?
Doctor.
You go doctor. I'm gonna go Legion. I'll go ahead and I'll take your Legion there just cuz. Oh, well, it would seem that you're right. It's a doctor.
I'm telling you, I know my doctor maps, and this is definitely a good one. So already on the prowl, seeing that corrupt up. Let's see what he can do.
For sure, and I would say a friendly corrupt, actually, honestly. The corrupt did leave main building kind of out of the equation, and you have 3 edge gens here, kind of in that dead zone we were talking about being worried about. And I don't know if you see that courtyard has no pallets, so like we were talking about, the pallets that normally spawn, sometimes we're not seeing them, and I think that could be dangerous.
I mean, that's very friendly to the killer, without a doubt. You know, this is almost kind of a good kind of corrupt, just because you don't you want to lose one of those outside gens, so you just kind of hang around mid and maybe find somebody, and then you've kind of got a 4 thing corrupt, if that makes sense. So not a bad corrupt, honestly, because you're getting that extra pressure.
Yeah, it almost forces those survivors to come into your zone, and if they don't, then you know for the first like 2 minutes there's just no progression going on.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you just got to hope that as a doctor you get that early pressure, because being an M1 killer, you're not able to traverse the map very quickly. So you want to get somebody quickly, which Still, they're doing a great job staying hidden.
They've got to be in one of these lockers, right? Yep, there it is.
Imagine grabbing that locker and just they jump out right as you open it. That's the worst feeling in the world as a killer.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we do have Nancy going ahead and trying to get to the shack, but for sure, just kind of, we saw the noise notification. Do you think that was them being in a locker initially when we were on the opposite side of the map?
No, I think they vaulted that window right there on the main building too fast, and I think that was maybe just a misplay. But I think the locker was a slow get in. And then, you know, you shock and nobody's over there after somebody just made a noise. What do you think? You know, locker for sure. And look, early basement hook. Tough, 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 tough.
Yeah, unfortunate they weren't able to play the shack as they thought they would be able to. But for sure, good showing for our doctor initially. I almost was thinking that was like they were trying to wait out corrupt. Somebody made a loud noise on the corrupt side so that doctor would go over there, maybe get some early gen pressure on the other gens, but then running back towards the shack, towards where you know basement is, unfortunately, kind of has put them in a difficult position here. But corrupt is down now.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you've got all these survivors right here. I mean, if I'm the doctor, I'm thinking maybe camp this to stage 2 and then go put more pressure on. But right now, doctor's sitting in a really powerful position.
For sure. We're going to see the basement doctor camp right here. And, you know, I hope that you brought your chicken noodle soup because we might be here for a bit. Although, second state happening there, and it looks like our doctor is electing to go. That's long enough. Let's go ahead and pressure these survivors off this main building.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you can hold down this main gen, I mean, it's going to be tough for them to break any type of 3-gen there because that main gen is your 3-gen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure. I don't think Doctor can hold down the edge if that main building falls, but looks like we're seeing Deadlock actually appear on that main building gen, so that does stop regression, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it buys a little bit of time. I mean, at this point, now you just camp out the death in the basement. I mean, you've got 4 gens still up. I mean, why not at this point?
Yeah, and we do see that Deadlock releasing, so you got to think that gen, as far along as it was, is going to pop here shortly. And was that gen? It does look like that might have been.
Yeah, it definitely was. Does it just me, or does that timer seem to not be moving at all?
You know, it doesn't seem to be moving for me either, so I'm going to say that's probably a camaraderie. Jane was pretty good in getting in the range to go ahead and proc it and then get out of dodge.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was interesting that they were just kind of hovering instead of being on a gen, so I had a feeling that might have been the play, but let's see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately,
clutch.
that shock staying upstairs.
That was a clutch unhook. I mean, to have that gen pop, get that basement unhook, and get both people out, insane, and a pickup. Oh,
yeah,
incredible play.
This is a lot of pressure from the survivors here at this point, but you gotta feel like the first death is on the way with Slow Galeo over here, kind of just going over methodically, downing Evie through their borrowed time. So,
oh, DS play. Imagine. Wow, that's unlucky.
It's almost as if I knew, but I didn't.
But hey, you know, I will commend Slow Galeo's shock the doctor are pretty on point.
They are indeed. And oh, unfortunately, Nancy not going to get any dead hard or anything there. So this will be the death.
Yes, for sure, death. 2 gens still up. I mean, as an M1, you want to see, you know, a quick death if you can. That DS bought a little bit more time. But now Deadlock's showing some information on where the other survivors may be. So this might be another down into maybe a potential camp for 6 hooks. Who knows? We'll see what type of pressure they go for.
Yeah, and I think these survivors actually were staying in kind of the danger area. I think especially if you're injured, you've got to respect that terror radius, don't you?
I mean, you would think, especially with that going, you know, with that death coming when it did. I mean, I know you want to get that gen done, but you've got to play safe.
Yeah, and we will see our Felix running around here has stayed up for a while, and luckily we didn't see anybody else take any hits. I was worried about all 3 survivors being injured for a moment there, but we will see Felix going ahead and getting down to here, and that's Wakanda.
Wakanda, from what I've seen, known as a juicer, so wasting time, and hopefully they're able to, you know, that will buy enough time to get another gen done.
Important to note, as there's only been one unhook in this game, do we remember who did the unhooking? That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was pretty sure I thought it was Wakanda, and we do see the deliverance play, I believe.
Absolutely, but the good thing is, though, is that there is only one DS allowed, correct?
Right.
And we've already seen it, so if Wakanda gets found, that could spell GG's.
Yeah, definitely could be a quick next hook if Wakanda's found. But like you said, we both know Wakanda to be a really good looper, so catching Wakanda's not an easy task.
No, not at all. And this chase here, you know, Vigo's holding a very solid chase there on main. And then that hit through the window, unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely thought you had the fast fault, but not quite. Oh, we do see the last gen popping, though, but I don't know if you see what I see. I see a haste effect.
We're about to see fast as can be Doctor right now, so we'll see what we can, what Doctor can turn this into.
The boy be zooming over to these gates. We'll see. Oh, 2 survivors found at the gate. Do they get out? Well, one of them will get out.
Wow, what a solid end game from the Doctor here to secure the 3rd down while somebody on hook. Insane, great play.
Definitely, unfortunately for Jane, and that's a fresh hook. No way. So that is actually going to be 2 more progressions as well. So Monarchy gonna go in with a pretty comfortable early lead, Wakanda being the only one to escape.
Yeah, I mean, to have a 10-stage Doctor game is a pretty strong first game. Not having to waste an S tier early and come out with a Doctor and make something happen. That's a solid lead.
Yeah, we're going to see a 7-point lead going into the next match. Now, important to note, it will be Outlaws of the Fog going on the offensive here, taking the next 2 killer matches. So we will see. We'll stay on this map all game long, but it'll be interesting to see how that affects the killer choices from Outlaws.
So you know Outlaws better than I do. So I don't know what they will respond back with. Especially after seeing a strong Doctor showing, like it really puts pressure on the other team to bring something that they're extremely comfortable with.
That's true, and I think knowing who they have on their team and who they could utilize, I don't know, it could be interesting. Maybe they may pull out an S tier, maybe they elect not to. It's kind of I don't know if they're like game planning against we need to make sure we have like these games circled where we're gonna need our S tiers, or how they are doing things there. So for sure, I don't really have any confident guesses there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I mean, in this map, like, let's be honest, it is very, I mean, in my opinion, because of how big it is, very survivor sided against most killers, right? So when you know that in the back of your head, you know what map you're playing on, you're thinking, again, you're wanting some sort of mobility, right? So to respond back, you need somebody who could potentially put downs quick. You don't want to waste time, because as you saw, those chases were not long, and they were able to still knock out Jen. So maybe you see like a Billy, right?
Maybe. And I'm interested to see who does chat think that we are going to see in the next trial. Definitely put your guys' guesses down there, but I mean, I think Doctor was a very strong choice for even the surveillance aspect of it, right? Like, as you said, big map, it could be hard to find people, but going ahead and having the shock to kind of give you the information where are they is very helpful, as well as able to get rid of the loops. I think Freddy is another really smart choice on this map, just because of the dead zones. You can go ahead, take out the loops in the same kind of ways, but then you can go ahead and also just pressure the map with that teleport, as large of a map as it is.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, running that double teleportation, right? Traditional Freddy build and comp. I mean, for once though, I would love to see a pallet Freddy. Like, please give me a pallet Freddy.
You know, I really like the pallet Freddy, especially in pubs. I haven't seen anybody really try to use it in comp, but I think it would be fun to see, because just the look on the face for a survivor whenever they throw that pallet and it immediately breaks.
Well, exactly.
It's gold.
I mean, think like everybody talks about it, right? In comp, you just pre-throw. It's safer. You play it safe. So imagine you're throwing all these pallets, and all of a sudden all those pallets are replaced, and you're thinking you got another pallet to use, and then all of a sudden you're taking hits. You're like, shoot, that wasn't good.
Yeah.
But realistically, you know, most teams are gonna plow through it. Not a big deal. But I mean, still, I would love to see it.
I think what catches me off guard more is actually when Freddy goes ahead and puts pallets where pallets didn't spawn. And so it's like you haven't thrown any of the pallets yet, and like in one loop there might be a pallet on either side, and it's like, which side of the rock is the real pallet? Is it that one or this one?
Oh, I mean, anytime I played Freddy, and I love pallet Freddy personally, that's what I go. That's what I do. I'll leave both up and just boom, boom, and then it's a guessing game, and you just hope that they get greedy or they throw the one that you need. So either way, it's a win-win. But at this level, I would expect that it wouldn't really be viable, right?
Right.
But Freddy would be good for traversing the map fairly quickly and being able to keep people off. So
should be interesting to see whoever they bring for sure. Looks like we are going to see Osucha and Riberu all over here killing. So we've seen them bring a killer before. They brought Nemesis and did very well before. So I don't know that we'll see a return to Nemesis here today, but I mean, at the same time, we have seen other teams elect to go ahead and burn both uses for a killer very early in the season. Wraith has already gone for Arctic Wolves, so we may see him bring Nemesis again if he's comfortable with them on this map, and going ahead and just burning the use early.
I mean, having that extra pressure with the zombies on the map. I think another one that I didn't even think of until just now, maybe a Pinhead or a Cenobite. Because of that, because of how big that map is, having to keep somebody on that box is going to keep the gens slower, right? And if they don't grab the box, then they're not able to heal. They're not able to work on gens very effectively. So, you know, if you've got a very strong Pinhead in your pocket, could work out. I mean, outside the box, no pun intended, but you get what I'm talking about.
I love the pun though, but I gotta say, like, I don't know, with Cenobite, it's interesting because you kind of see that play style of Cenobites that don't care if you do the box, like what we saw earlier today from Entity, I believe, brought Cenobite, and the survivors were able to put down quite a bit of pressure because they weren't going to the box, right? They weren't using the teleport, allowing for Chain Hunt to do anything.
The Pinhead earlier did more of a play where instead of using that teleport, they were trying to stop them from doing it if they were close enough, so that way they could get that down for information. It's like it took me a minute to realize what they were doing, and then I saw it work more end game than it did early game, because it's like they got into a rhythm, right? And that's actually a really smart way to play, because you're forcing info into your pocket while forcing that chain hunt.
You know, now that you say it like that, it seems a lot smarter than what I thought was going on, because for sure I was questioning a little bit, going, I'm trying to figure out why you don't teleport to it. I think a lot of that just goes back to, do you think you have the distance? If you don't have the distance, you have to teleport. But if you have enough distance to where you think you can pressure them off of it, either with the chain or something else, then for sure go for it.
Yeah, 100%. But with that being said, I definitely think Cenobite could potentially be something. Nemesis isn't a bad choice with the amount of pressure that those zombies bring, especially if like you're running, which let's be honest, running Ruin, right? Kind of a standard. You know, those zombies are free Ruin pressure. So you've got that, but I mean, I don't know if I necessarily think a doctor will come back into play, but I was glad that I was able to predict that first one. I don't think we'll see another one.
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't think Nemesis is really the play on this map. When I think of Nemesis, I think of like there's lots of pallets for you to utilize or lots of vaults for you to be able to punish with your tentacle. And this just seems more dead zone centric, where, I mean, I'd even say more of like a hag could do well here more than Nemesis. I mean, if you get the right zombies, then for sure, but that's a lot of pressure on your zombies. But for sure, guys, let's go ahead and review some survivor rules here. Of course, our survivors are going for those gens. 1 point for the first and second gen, 2 points for the third and fourth, and for the fifth gen, you get 3 points. Definitely those escapes are more valuable, though, at 1, 2, 4, and 6 points, respectively. And if you can get somebody out of there with only having 1 or less hook, then you will get an extra bonus point there, leaving 26 points available for our survivors. And hey, guess what? Get this. We're going to see a return of the doctor.
All right. Well, we've got a doctor for doctor. That's big because, I mean, to match it, you've got to get 10 hook states and 3 kills. So let's see what type of doctor we got here, because you know, Slow played really well with the doctor, so, and already finding a survivor.
Already finding a survivor and shutting down that loop, getting an early hit. For sure, great play so far from our doctor, and I think we're seeing a second survivor. We just saw him run out of the shack.
That could spell trouble if they're not careful. But doctor on shack is a pretty solid, I mean, win for the doctor, in my opinion, more often than not.
Yeah, survivor playing very well, though. Domo able to go ahead and get shocked, but able to drop the pallet, forcing doctor into still chasing for longer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, great shocks by those doctor already, locking down these pallets here in Maine, which are known for being incredibly big time wasters, you know. But we'll see what happens. Trying to maybe maintain this main gen, take chase. What do you do in this situation?
You know, I think you might be looking for that early down, but we do see Ruin proccing, and I think in order to make use of Ruin, you have to have map pressure. If you don't have map pressure, then these survivors just stay on gens, and you end up kind of being in a little bit more trouble. Yeah,
as we see that main gen pop, which didn't necessarily spell trouble for the last doctor. You know, you've got 2 people injured. Hopefully you get a quick down here on Domo and put some pressure back on the map.
Yeah, Domo doing an excellent job of extending chase as much as possible, though. I mean, this is really impressive. This chase has gone on for, I mean, at this point, I expect another gen to pop here soon. So probably a 2-gen run, if not more. It really just depends. We see the body blocks coming in. There goes the second gen. We could see another gen leave as well. We do see Deadlock being on this other gen over here. We do still have Ruin in effect, but remember, Deadlock goes ahead and blocks out Ruin.
I mean, Domo on that chase right now, I mean, is it too early to call an MVP? I mean, holy cow, I expected that to go be done. I mean, by Shaq, and here we are, still no down, only 2 hits. This is huge.
And honestly, this is kind of as a team as well, because Nancy provided one of the body blocks to get Domo out of there. Oh, unfortunately, Nancy's gonna not be the first down because there's a whiff.
That's huge. That is huge. That should have been a down right there. Incredible. And another body block coming in, another gen popping. The survivors are executing near perfect right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but Domo went ahead and reset.
Yep. So, I mean, you're still got 2 survivors hurt, but now you're back to square one again.
Well, right, but here's the other thing. Domo can now rotate and come in for another body block.
Yeah, I mean, these survivors are playing it very, very well, and as you see, Keeperly coming in for a body block instead this time.
Yeah, this is huge. Oh, there it is, the down in the shack. Unfortunately as well, that's gonna probably be a basement hook.
I mean, you've got, I guarantee you, two of those gens are, one of those is pretty close. I would expect that this doctor doesn't venture far from us. I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't think that you'd want the doctor to if you're Outlaws of the Fog. You'd want the doctor kind of staying near here. But
Only thing is, if you stay here, your 3-gen is nowhere near close. I mean, a very big 3-gen in the sense of the word, but like this is kind of a tough situation for the doctor.
yeah, but just shocked Claudette, so you at least know somebody's over here.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine with the amount of pressure that this team has right now, they're going to try and come in for a save to try to do a 4-man out. You know, while somebody else is working on those 2 far gens, it's what I would do.
Yeah, they're definitely, they're in good position to be able to do it. Uh-oh, don't get aggro, Doc. Doc going over there looking towards the flashlight clicker for a moment.
So as we see that gen pops over there in the distance, like I assume somebody would be, you've got somebody working on this gen right here by Shaq, so that way they can set up a quick unhook. We'll see what happens.
Looks like nobody's actually going to the basement, interestingly enough.
I felt like that was the time to go for it, was right there.
I think so too. I think because second state was more likely assured, they're retreating back to go ahead and finish the last gen. But at that point, you kind of got to wonder, there's already, they've never taken out Ruin, which does point me to my point of there was not enough map pressure for this doctor to make use of Ruin. But then you got to wonder, with this doctor not really being worried about the gens, do you worry about how many perks you've called out at this point?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, right now the doctor's still in a like heels on their heels type situation. Survivors have all the power. I mean, I would almost have taken that hook in the basement instead of taking this chase, unless you're gonna slug both.
I think definitely might. Ooh, slug Nancy and go ahead and I think you take Nancy back to the basement, but.
That's what I... Oh, an adrenaline.
Imagine if they had just gotten Nancy there, that would have been death hook for Nancy. Worth 3 points, so huge amount of points in terms of for 1 hook.
Yeah, instead you get no value from that 2-man slug. That's tough. And a deliverance. Oh no. That explains why you saw the Claudette there take that aggro.
Oh man, we do see Nancy running away for their life.
I mean, but the game's not over yet. I mean, you do see what I see.
Yep. Yep. But we are chasing injured survivor as well, so I don't know. I think going all the way to the corner, this survivor's doing exactly what they know they should. Monarchy's a very smart team. They've been in this position before, and I think you're seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they just draw completely to the edge, get all your survivors out, take the 3 out, and what? Death hook. There you go. 4 hook states.
Yeah.
I mean, survivors need to leave.
And you know what was even more smart about that play was they had Shiro go ahead and run to the edge of the map. Shiro was already not eligible for the bonus point for having 2 or more hook states remaining. So that's very smart. Do they not know? Surely they have to know. Okay. They go ahead and they get out. I was worried with the Meg sitting there that you know he has no ed, right? Surely you know.
Yeah, I would hope. I didn't know what they were doing initially, but then they knew they had enough time. But still, I mean, that was smart, Shiro, to take that aggro, let the 3 get out. 2 went unhooked. You know, insane play by the survivors. Monarchy really came out strong.
For sure. And for sure, like that's gonna leave us with a 37-19 score in Monarchy's favor. We will see Outlaws of the Fog come back with another killer, but that's a pretty strong showing from these survivors, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to me, I felt like they weren't even afraid of Noed. I mean, that's how much they were in control of that match. And then, like I said, this map is very much survivors can own it if they play it correctly. So, you know, they definitely they played like they had control of that match from the beginning with the body blocks, the looping. Domo had a very, very, very strong early chase that, I mean, honestly set them up to be in that position end game.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm really impressed with what we saw from Monarchy thus far, to be able to go ahead and come out strong and keep going strong, kind of the way you need to if you want to come out of this on top. Putting Outlaws of the Fog on their heels for sure, but we'll see how they react. You know, there are some veterans on that squad that are used to being in positions like this, so they're likely talking about how they can still come back and perform well. We will see a different killer coming out as well.
I'd expect to see an S tier here. I mean, at this point, you're down, you know, quite a bit. You need to make a big play happen after a strong showing from those survivors. So you want to kind of put them back, you know, and try to get that 4K as quickly as possible. So that way your survivors can come back and, you know, do something. So I'm going to expect an S tier coming out here.
I would have to agree. I think like being down by as much as you're down by, I mean, this is a 18-point lead for Monarchy. You're wanting to go ahead, and if you can't catch up in this one match, you want to get as close as possible. So I think you bring out the S tier. Do you think that this is nurse territory on this map, or no?
I mean, nurse would be good because there's not a whole lot to kind of lose that line of sight on unless you're on main building. I would say maybe a blight if they've got a strong blight. Because of that speed add-on, you're able to get from one side of the map to the other in like 2 bounces if you really want to. But the main building is trouble for a blight. So it's kind of tough because your S tiers here. Maybe a spirit. Can we see a spirit maybe?
Maybe, but with spirits change, I'll tell you, I've seen Monarchy versus spirits. Monarchy abuses spirits a little bit. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on alert that Monarchy knows what they're doing versus a good spirit.
No, absolutely. I'm just thinking of, like, you know, killers that can still put a lot of pressure, that can end the game quickly if need be. You know, I'm just thinking not necessarily outside the box on that one, but, you know. But then again, we see S tier, but then do they bring out something lower? And like, you know what, we'll try to get as many points as we can with this one. And, you know, we'll just carry it on. Who knows?
Maybe put it right back on your survivors. Try to make sure that your survivors can get as many outs as possible with the limited amount of hooks. It really depends on team makeup. I know, like, for me on We Overslept, I know that we tend to feel better about our survivors than our killers at some points. We feel like we can score a lot of points with our survivor group being as strong as it is. So if your team thinks that way, then maybe you do play it that way. You go, we need to get as many points as possible, but we're not necessarily trying to catch it all back here because we have faith in our survivors to go ahead and bring it back. So should be interesting to see.
I mean, and at the, you know, the best teams in comp, you know, where they do best is on their survivor side. And if the killer can have a great game, it just takes pressure off them. But realistically, it comes down to what the survivors can do, right? They have all the power. So if you play a great survivor game, you can shut out that killer. So if they've got that confidence, I don't see why. I mean, they put up a decent showing in that first game. It was just the slow, you know, came out a little bit. And got some great pressure at the very end. So otherwise, they played a good first match. So I would expect to see something of that same type of pressure in, you know, that next match.
I would agree. And I do want to make note that the killer that we are about to see for Outlaws, this is their debut. This is their comp debut right here. So you guys can see Kill 3 Rink. That is, or Killer Inc. I just realized that's... I'm sorry, guys, but that's Killer Inc.
Names are not my forte either. It's okay. I'd have said it the same way. I probably would have said Kill Eric, Who's Eric?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I broke it up because I saw a number in my brain's like, numbers and letters don't go together, and then immediately went, wait a minute, that 3, if it was an E, it's Killer Inc.
Yeah, it's like algebra. Just once you start adding invisible numbers and letters in there, yep, no thanks, I'm out.
Dude, had me confused. So for sure, this is their debut, and I actually have no information on them, what they like to play or anything. So we're gonna be in for a treat, in for a surprise. You know just as much as I do about this killer.
Well, all I'm saying is, if your name is Killer Inc., you better put up a showing. That's all I'm saying. And I'm hoping that you've got some great plays in your back pocket, because that name is a tough name to live up to.
It definitely is, especially playing in competitive Dead by Daylight with a name like that, right? Like, definitely have given yourself some large shoes. Do you have the feet to fill them?
Hey, but you know what? Kudos to them coming in and their debut and playing against a team like Monarchy. It's not an easy feat. And, you know, I definitely am excited to see what we're about to, like, what we're going to see. And, you know, maybe they make something happen.
I have no doubt this is going to be an exciting matchup, right here between Killer Inc. and these survivors. These survivors, of course, looks like they've actually swapped Domo out, and looks like they've swapped Rocket in. So we will see a different survivor group then versus Osu as well. Should be interesting to see. Domo held that chase initially and really gave their survivor group a lot of pressure early on. So it'll be interesting to see if this survivor group, who emerges as able to do that, or if our killer's able to take advantage of mistakes these survivors make.
Yeah, absolutely. A curious substitute in, because Domo, as I mean, you and I both know, Domo's a very strong survivor. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I expect to see more of the same, where they're going to be trying to come in, take body blocks if it is a basic M1 killer, because they were very orchestrated in that. So interesting, very interesting play.
You know, I think kind of the strength of Monarchy, though, is that they have lots of really good players. So when you think about, they swapped that player out, why would they do that? They likely have they have a plan on why they're doing that. They game plan better than some of the other teams in the league. So I would say it's definitely deliberate.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure. I have no doubt in my mind.
Let's go ahead and check out these build rules, though, real quick. So, of course, our survivors can have yellow items and add-ons, and only one perk, one of each perk or item, but a duplicate BT is allowed. For sure, there are perks you won't see within Vigo's Court, including Haunted Ground, Prove Thyself, Starstruck, Built to Last, Lethal Pursuer, any of the boons, and Clairvoyance. There are definitely more rules about these bans and builds, and I want you to use !rules in the chat to go ahead and check them out, because we're gonna go ahead and get right on started here and see an Oni traveling the map.
Okay, so I think I've seen Monarchy play against Oni, and they're very good at playing against an Oni. So this is definitely going to be an interesting game for sure. I mean, you got to deny that first hit.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, the times that I have seen Monarchy bring Rocket is very good at body blocking. I know we saw body blocking from other survivors as well, but I want to make note, Rocket came in and Rocket had the med kit. I would have no I would definitely not be surprised if Rocket tries to take some hits for body blocks here, but I think that's why the Oni choice is actually pretty good, because the normal play we see Rocket use won't be allowed here, really. I mean, allowed, but you're giving power away.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't want to feed an Oni, so if you're taking body blocks, all you're doing is feeding. So, I mean, an Oni is a smart choice because of that traversing the map. You just gotta hope you can get some quick downs with that power.
I wonder if our Outlaws friends actually had figured that out. Like, oh, they swapped in Rocket, and that's why they brought the new killer.
Yeah, very true. And you know, Ace over here, Rocket, having a good run against the Tony. Oh, great flick.
I'm going to call that the commentator's curse right there, because as soon as you acknowledge, Rocket went down.
And to be honest with you, I really thought that Rocket was safe on that long wall, but that was an incredible flick by the Oni. Incredible.
Definitely Killer Inc. going ahead and showing us why he's got that name.
Absolutely. But we did see a gen pop, so able to hold that chase long enough to get a gen done. And Oni is without their power right now. So Survivor's still, in my opinion, kind of in a good position.
I would have to agree. They're in a great position right now, especially because I don't know if you saw, but Shiro went ahead and got the heal while Oni was in power over there. Which, if you know anything about Oni, when Oni's in power, you are not dropping blood orbs. So they're able to get the heal off before you start dropping blood orbs again. That's important.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen the Oni maybe kind of stock up more. I mean, I don't know. In that case, I mean, you want to kind of have your power to guard this hook, right? So, do we get this fun hook though? Body blocking it? Is it going to happen? Second stage?
Second stage. That is good. I think as soon as you know it's going second stage there, you go ahead pursue against that Claudette. But it looks like we're still going to proxy here. I think that's dangerous, though.
I'm surprised that the Oni didn't go for that, because as you saw, you had some undying value, so you knew exactly where that Claudette was.
Oh, do we get the hit? What? Were we shining at the ceiling for good luck there? I'm confused.
Is that the same thing as walking down the tunnel and slapping the
horseshoe?
The door frame or the horseshoe as you go out to your game? I mean, that's what that felt like.
It definitely felt that way, but I'm not sure that giving Oni like a good half of their power right there is good luck. Maybe it's saying good luck to the other survivors because I'm feeding this power.
I mean, it could also have been that they just felt that they were done in that situation. Like they got outplayed is what it looked like almost.
Maybe, yeah. They definitely did. I think we saw a dead hard from our ace as well, and I do want to note that did result in kind of hearing them and Claudette both scream, but Claudette being the only one that gets downed.
So that sounds like a little bit of a infectious scream of fright right there for you. Struggling to find Claudette, it looks like.
Oh, almost. Yeah, for sure. I also thought I saw the dead hard, so I thought it could have been dead hard hit validation, actually, going ahead and giving it to Claudette instead of giving it to Ace.
I didn't think it was a hit on the Ace. I think it was a solid smack on the Claudette there. But look, survivors are down. Oh my goodness, the deliverance play. Oh yeah. My goodness.
We saw Keeperly with the deliverance earlier as well, so definitely I think I expected to see the deliverance there, just paying attention to who has what perk between the matches. Sometimes teams don't flip that, and you can utilize that to your advantage. We do see a totem falling now. Don't know what it was. I think that was the Undying at this point, because they never did cleanse the Undying.
Yeah, no, and then these survivors coming out and able to get, I mean, essentially this should be a 4-out. I mean, they played against an Oni like they should. I felt like the Oni had some good pressure, but I think camping that hook is where they kind of were unable to make something happen. It was just too much free time on gens. Wouldn't you have, Ruin?
Yeah, I would agree. And knowing that Nancy's got to be trying to make it to one of the doors, and likely not this door. And it looks like no, not here. So I think you gotta be going back to that other door there. But the I'm sure that this survivor's gonna get out here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not by that door right now, then they are misplaying that. There they are, right there.
Ooh, and the dead hard to go ahead and escape. So definitely you're right, infectious for sure, because dead hard was on the Nancy, not the Ace.
Yeah, again, another strong showing from the survivors of Monarchy. Killer Inc. did not play badly at all for their first game in comp. Let that be clear. Saw some great plays. That flick around that corner on the ace was incredible. I just wish we could have seen some more pressure from that Oni to really, really, really see what they could have done killer-wise.
I agree. I think it definitely was a pretty good match there, and I will go ahead and note that that is going to go ahead and decide the game. We will still play another trial, but that is deciding of this matchup here. We will see Monarchy convicted of murder.
Monarchy let their survivors carry it. I mean, their killer came out, did great. Don't take anything from there, but these survivors got to play as well, and they came to play for sure. I mean, GG's. They played awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And it should be interesting because we're actually going to see Monarchy kill one more time. So maybe they'll go ahead and, you never know, this killer might have been listening to you, D, and heard you say that and gone, what? You're saying the survivors carried me? No, hold on, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and have a dominant performance. So we'll see who they decide to bring out, but we might get Slow Galeo back here again.
So I mean,
Galeo.
When maybe. You know you've got the game won, right? You're playing the fourth game. You know, do you just bring somebody that you're not gonna be able to bring at all ever? Do you see a Myers? Do you see a Plague?
Trickster.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody loves to see a good Myers, right?
I do love a good Myers.
You know, respect to people that can play Myers. You want to see, I mean, I want to see something that you never really see, especially in these type of games. You know, have fun with it. You know, all good times at this point. So I'm curious to see who Monarchy brings out. I mean, you know, Slow has a lot of killers in the repertoire, so I'm curious to see what they do bring out.
I'm thinking as well. Let me go ahead and look here. Who I'd want to see. I mean, Ghostface.
Teabag all around the map. I mean, maybe another good one. Pig. This map is huge, and you don't see a whole lot of Pig.
I think Pig is a viable choice to actually do a lot of damage as well. I don't think that's a bad pick on this map by any means. Maybe you consume a Deathslinger use here.
I want a demo. RIP demo. I want demo because you can traverse the map. We all love a good demo pup. Demo.
You know, demo's pretty good. I'm seeing some in the chat of bring out Michael Myers or Ghostface or I riot. So for sure, I think that chat is being very clear. We want the Ghosty. We want the Myers. Bring on the stealth.
The only thing is, if you bring either one of those killers, I mean, it could be a no-hook game. It could, because Myers, unless he gets tiered up, he is slow, and I'm talking painfully slow. Ghostface, you can kind of gain on people and get some surprise hits, but Myers could be rough.
It could be. It could be. We definitely have seen a no-hook Myers before. So it could be interesting to see. We saw an infinite Tombstone Myers that had come out and not able to get anyone. So,
I mean, right now's the time to use somebody you would never use. That's kind of how I look at it. So, I mean, why not have some fun with it? I mean, we've already said that. We already know that. But
you have the win, even if it's a no-hook game.
No, exactly. But that's why you want to see some interesting killer come out. You know, not.
Not your standard kill.
If we see a if we see a nurse, I'm rioting.
I love it. I love it. So you're doing the opposite. It's like somebody says, if I don't see a Ghostface, I'm rioting. You're like, well, you know what? If I see an S tier, I'm with you. I'm rioting. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. There's like I said, hopefully you see some meme builds. You know, like Endo Fury Billy. Like, I would love to see a Billy like that. You know what I mean? Like, things that typically would kind of get rolled in a normal match, right? You want to kind of see those. I mean, I love Billy. Billy's one of my favorites. I'd love to see that. Again, you know, chat wants to see that Ghostface and that Myers. We can keep talking about that. And I feel like Slow's going to play to the crowd a little bit. That's just a feeling I have.
I think so. It's tough to say, but I think that that's what we'll probably see. And it looks like we will have Osu, Gum surviving here, and we're waiting for, it looks like Vigo's Court joining and Wakanda. So that'll be our 4 survivors for this group as well. So should be interesting to see. Should be definitely entertaining. But and I still think I want. I want a Ghostface. I do. I'm going to agree with chat. I think a Ghostface would be fun. Because I just think about, like, maybe a little bit of, like, teabagging up to somebody, like, oh, here I come. I'm going to get you. I kind of want to see it.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. Yeah, I mean, that would be really funny. Now, on the flip side, do these survivors come out and play it serious, or do they run meme builds? Do you see the power struggle, you know, flip-flop build? Do you see the head-ons and the quick and quiets? Do you see the pebbles?
For the people vigil?
Yeah, for the people vigil. Like, let's see, are they going to play into it, or are they going to play it serious? So
I think we're going to see head-on flashbang, aren't we?
Oh my goodness, I'm not going to lie. I am a big fan of the booty tech, where you run Iron Will, you head on the killer, and then you hide in their body model and then throw a pebble, and then they walk to the pebble as you're just still standing there, crouched. They have no idea.
Yep. I've seen it happen. It's really unfortunate. That's why I always do like soon as I hit somebody or like they head on me, I back up immediately, like, you are not standing right there, because if you are.
I think I scarred enough killers doing that I feel like every killer that I run into now is a knower.
Oh no.
So I'm not able to pull those off as much anymore.
Not a knower. Not a knower. I still, like, every once in a while I'll get burned by somebody who does like head on and immediately like throw the flashbang, and I'm like, why did this happen to me? This is horrible. Why are we put here just to suffer?
I just go, you know what? You get to survive. I respect it.
Meanwhile, I'm like, this survivor's dying. Where are they?
Hey, I look at it this way. Like, if you're coming into the, like, in today's game, right, all you're seeing is MMR. Sweaty game. Sweaty game. So if you're coming into a game and you're playing like that, I respect you, because you literally don't care and you just want to have a good time. So I'm going to make sure that this is going to be a fun time. I'll probably still kill you in the end if I have the opportunity to. But if I also have that other opportunity, because, you know, you've done the thing where, like, oh, let this person go in a pub match, right? And then it comes back to bite you. So kind of the same situation. If you have an opportunity to, you'll let them live, because, hey, you know what? You respect the play. You respect the, you know, the guts to come in and head on flashbang. You know, they're laughing. I'm laughing when it happens. Like, well played.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's all like in good fun. I still, like, I will say I do prioritize that person. Generally, that's not the person I want to let go unless I've killed everybody else. If I've killed everybody else and then you do that, I'm like, okay, cool. If you've wasted my time and taken some pressure from me, I'm like, dang, that is a really good play, but I'm upset.
Okay, I have one thing that if they bring an S tier, this would be the only acceptable S tier in my book. Are you ready for this?
Are you going to say... Okay, go ahead.
Placebo Blight. That's the only acceptable S tier I want to see right now.
Interesting. Interesting.
Do you know what the placebo does?
Like, doesn't it like get rid of your like speed or whatever? Like, you're like basically not fast.
You're 15% slower on your rushes. So instead of running double speed, which you see everywhere, you're running slower. I'm telling you, it is the funniest, most painful thing you will ever see. That is the only acceptable S tier I will see here. Huh.
Well, I think we do have a high five that has been nominated here. So D, you haven't done this here with me yet. You ready for this?
Let me see which way I gotta turn. There we go. We gotta turn this way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Nice.
There we go. All right.
Nice. High five pass. All right. Definitely, guys. Appreciate the high five in there. Of course. Nominate those as you wish. and we'll keep on doing them. Looks like we are close to getting started too.
I wonder if Flo's sitting here like, you know what? What do I really, really want to bring? Do I want to sweat it out? Do I want to play around? Do I want to give the people what they want? I'm sure there's a lot of thoughts going through Flo's head right now.
I think so, and oh no. I gotta go with that. Yeah, I want to see a ghost face. I want to see a ghost face. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch though. I think they're ready to go. They are ready to go. Look at that. We're going.
There we are. Let's see it. Slow. Don't disappoint.
Oh, for sure. Like I'm hoping not. I don't think there's any way to disappoint right now. Well, no, wait. You said if they bring a nurse, you're rioting. So that is the way to disappoint. Okay.
That is the disappointing choice. So all I'm saying is placebo blight or ghost face. That's all I want to see.
Well, I'm here to tell you as well. We have another high five that just got nominated. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3. High five. That was perfect. That was perfect. Do you see? Like, I felt that on my hand, like on my hand parts right there.
It was literally the best virtual hand five I've ever done.
My lord, I got to be a part of that.
I mean, I feel the sting, the virtual sting. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's there. I can see it. Yeah.
I was looking. I watched the elbow.
Perfect. Never watched the pinky, my friend. Never. Also, we got kicked back to lobby, so I don't know what happened there, but yeah, we're here.
Are we stuck in that infinite lobby reload where it kicks you out, brings you back, kicks you out, bring you back?
I hope not, because if it is, we will be resetting this lobby. It looks like we see 3 out of the 4 survivors that we should see.
Oh, it looks like somebody DC'd didn't load in correctly, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the lobby is actually glitched. I think what's going on is it's only bringing 3 of the 4 survivors and throwing probably that error 500 that we're used to seeing. Like, you try to connect to the server in a custom game and it just goes, yeah, all of you are cleared, all of your passes work except for you, not you.
Hey, you know, DBD is perfect, okay? So...
You're right. These devs have done a pretty good job so far.
It's allowed to not load in from time to time, right?
You know, I just, I would say that, he just didn't have his hall pass, you know? He's still in class at Midwich. No hall pass. The lobby has been closed due to an unexpected situation.
I think our high five broke the lobby is what it is. I see
it was way too powerful, man. Way too powerful.
High five over 9,000.
Dude, are we allowed to have this much power in one room?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
We are the entity, ultimately, right? We are the. Just saying.
Yeah, you're right.
We're convicting people of murder here, okay? So, hey,
we are. Yeah, we've got the power. It's a courtroom. We have to have this much power. We are the court. This is the court.
So if we have to break the lobby, wouldn't you have to leave the lobby and reset it?
That's why I just sent a friend request to Galeo here, because yeah, we do need a lobby restart here. All survivors are hard resetting as well, so we'll be here for a minute. You know, when I had just started talking about the court and everything, though, you missed an opportunity for a pun, my friend, and I'm slightly disappointed. You said when we break the lobby, and I thought you were gonna pause on law for a second there. When we break the law, well,
no, it's okay. We're taking a short recess, okay? Courtroom is adjourned for just a second. We're coming back.
Okay.
I got puns for days. It's fine. One missed pun. Trust me, I'll make up for it.
All right. I mean, like, I want you to be punny here with me, right? Because I definitely I like the puns.
Hey, you know, you and I we're both dads. It's the dad
Yeah.
joke for days. So
Oh, it's so good
they
too.
fuel me. They fuel me.
They really do. It's funny. Like I ran into somebody from high school the other day, and I said something to them that I think I would normally say to my kids or something, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're such a dad," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I am. Yeah, no, that's accurate."
Yeah, I'm a dad. Pretty positive. Let me check. Yep, I'm a dad.
Yep. Today, I'm still a dad. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully this lobby loads up nicely. Unfortunately, we got to wait for the reset of everybody putting their perks back on, but hopefully this was already organized, so it should be a quick little flop, so to speak.
Definitely. We're seeing everybody load in except for one person so far. Wait, why do we have another? We have Polished Potion in here as a spectator. Don't know what's going on here. Oh, Potion is one of the survivors. Just trying to spectate. Just need you to be a survivor, buddy.
I mean, maybe they're trying to take on the killer 3v1. I don't know.
That would be the true meme.
That would be. Everybody loads in except for one.
That would be quite interesting.
Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. You know what? You're going to meme, so we're going to meme. We're only going to give you 3 survivors. Ha! Top that.
Now you can't get all the points.
The ultimate point starve.
So much of a point starve. We didn't just starve you. We starved ourselves of 6 points to start the game.
Hey, it's okay. You know what? If you don't get my points, we won't get... It's fine. Nobody's getting the points. Nobody.
Not you, not me, nobody.
Now, it looks like we got our 4th survivor loading in. Oh, I hope that this lobby... I'm telling you, the lobby bugs in this game do drive me insane, though, because whenever you're trying to play a game and then you glitch out, there's nothing worse than waiting in a queue and then getting kicked out and having to wait again.
Definitely. Oh, geez. It looks like Travesty's over here saying he has a ton of dad jokes for the crew. We got Tijuana starting with a knock-knock joke. I think you and me being punny, we may have started a new thing in the chat here.
Hey, you know, if we got knock-knock jokes and dad jokes in the chat, I think that's a pretty healthy chat. That's just
you know, I'm going to go ahead and say I agree with you. I know that's something that... that I do in my own stream is like I tell people all the time as they join in, I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. Give me your best dad joke right now. Like, nope, you're on the spot right now. What's your best dad joke? So put it on the table.
Yeah, at this point, right? Like, if you got jokes, put them in the chat. Why not? I mean, we got time.
Yeah, hey, we have the time. Always have the time and always have the appreciation as well.
Absolutely. So again, do you think Slow is bringing Ghosty Boy?
I have hopes, but I'm gonna go ahead and cast the doubt.
If we get Ghostface, I want to see a Devour, so that way we can hopefully see a Mori.
Oh, I am an avid Devour Hope gamer.
I'm telling you, Devour's so great, and nobody better to get Mori'd by than a Ghostface for that selfie.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And you know what? If the selfie happens, I hope other survivors come up to get in the picture. Make it a team event.
Always a family photo. If you're not family photoing on a Mori with Ghostface, you are doing it wrong. I'm telling you now.
Yes. You get it. I'm so happy. You get it. We get it together. All right, guys. So for sure, penalties that could occur if we go to the wrong map, and if there is a match with the penalty, then it could be played out, it could be restarted, or both. Definitely, if you do bring 2 of the same survivor or anything not allowed in terms of perks or items or add-ons, it could be -5 points. And I'm gonna stop right there and let you go to ! rules in the chat if you want to know more, because we're getting started in here. And it is not Ghosty Boy, it is Mikael Myers.
Mikael Myers, the man, the myth, the legend, The one that everybody wishes was shirtless, Myers.
Ooh, you had to add that in there, didn't you? Oh.
Of course, it's the appeal.
You know, I'm pretty sure Counselor Shep still has a Tombstone Me Myers little painting up, or not even a painting. I think it's just a board with the letters on it. So for sure, I know we've got some Myers fans here as part of the Vigos team. I know I don't mind a good Myers.
No, not at all. And if you could play Myers well and get pressure early, I mean, Myers has one of the best snowballs in the game, without a doubt. It's just getting that stock early.
Yeah, and am I spotting that add-on properly? That looks like it's a Tombstone Shard.
It does, and we're getting pretty close to locked and loaded. And did you hear that as they vaulted the window? Did you hear that noise?
Oh, I heard a bamboozle. You know, like
I did too. That can be real scary if we see this tier 3 happen.
I love it when Myers can go ahead and bamboozle some survivors. Oh no, you could see the fear in that survivor's face when they turned the corner and said, "Oh no, there he is."
And then like hesitation as they're like stalking. Do I throw the pallet? What do I do? I don't know where to go.
Exactly. Oh man, 99. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. The kill. The kill. Oh, the Mori. Delicious. Now we get to see, do these survivors freak out with their fallen soldier Evie here?
RIPs in chat for the Mori at 5 gens.
Yep.
Incredible patience by the Myers there.
That does only count as 2 points, I will go ahead and note, though.
That's fine. At this point, the game's already won. Who cares about points? You're trying to get... I guarantee you're trying to get...
This is style points, man.
The double vault. Okay.
You know, interestingly enough, we're also not trying to restock or anything.
Well, at this point, you've got one survivor out of the match, and now it's just trying to put pressure on everybody. You know what I mean? At this point.
Do you not want to try to stock, though? To try to... Oh, there it is. A little bit of stock happening.
I think as the Myers, if they're right there, you know, yeah, you take that hit, but otherwise, if they're kind of running off, then go ahead and grab that stock.
We do see that stock coming into play here, going around the hill, so smart for our survivor there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I want to see another Myers tombstone.
Oh no!
Great play. Great moonwalk, great hit.
Poor Wakanda got stuck there with a prayer a little bit. I feel like they were standing in the middle of the pallet and threw it, and it just put him on the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that moonwalk on that wall there is always very, very sketchy, because if you don't throw it at the right side, you take a hit every time.
Yep. We do see Jane sitting over here as well, but look how close we are to tier 3. I would be worried if I'm Jane.
Yeah, Jane might be meeting her end real soon here, if she doesn't play this correctly.
Definitely. We do see Wakanda getting off the hook there. Do you feel like you concentrate? Oh, did you? Okay, you did see him. Good, good. Oh no, here it is for Osu exiting the game now. Oh, unfortunate getting the Mori. And now you get to chase a healthy Wakanda, though.
Oh, you love to see it. You love to see it. 2 Moris in a comp match with the Myers. You love it. Everybody wants to see it. Are you not entertained?
Oh my goodness, this is so good so far. I'm definitely entertained. I know you're entertained as well, and I think chat's loving it too. I'm seeing all the rips in the chat. Every time a survivor dies, you just see rip. So yeah, for sure, I'd love to see it.
I mean, you're still seeing gens fly, as expected, but at the same time, like, I've had a smile on my face this whole time because this has been fun to watch.
Yep, and we are seeing the quick injury on Gum here. Ooh, Macy, there's a good amount of distance. Do we just chase down, or do we go ahead and go for the next Mori? We chase down is what we do here. Now there's just going to be one more survivor.
I am amazed there was no hit palliation right there.
You know, it's been interesting. 50-50 on pallets for me.
I feel like I get and I call it palliation, by the way, because it happens all the time. If you have good internet, rip to you.
You know, I feel like so I recently had to start using a VPN because I got DDoSed after a 5-gen run. Unfortunate, but the VPN has made it so I get validated less often. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really what it is, you know, with the new hit validation, and so on and so forth. Wow, that was a great play. The hesitation at the hook, you got to respect that.
I thought he was just admiring his shadow for a second. Just kidding, but it was nice to go ahead and admire his shadow for a moment before he made that amazing play.
Absolutely, it was great. That mind game is so underrated. Just instead of moonwalking, just stand still. Crazy enough.
Definitely. And D, I don't know if you've tried this trend before, but it's definitely something I've done on my own stream. Hide and seek with Michael Myers. Have you tried that yet?
Hide and seek with Myers? No, I have not.
So let me explain it to you because it's kind of something that I've seen multiple content creators do, and it's really a fun thing that you can do with your community. It's you go ahead, you get a Tombstone Myers, infinite Tombstone Myers. You go ahead and you let him stalk you in the middle of the map, right? And then you have 30 seconds to a minute to go hide somewhere on the map while he's in infinite tier 3. And then as he finds you, of course, you already know if you get caught, you're dead. So the last one alive wins the game.
Okay. That actually would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've done it a few times. It is so much fun because you even have the killer stay in the VC, and you have like, I brought Pebble. I was that survivor that brought Pebble. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Definitely, chat, try it yourselves. See if you like it. It's definitely interesting to see. And did we see Gum Deliverance? Or 4%? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, incredible. Is there enough stock on Gum, though, to get another Mori? Needing more than half?
I don't know about that one, but we did also see a reset, too. And it looks like our Myers is wondering, how did that happen? But I'll note the person with the medkit did get Mori'd, so for sure...
And the pickup. Okay. It does not look like we have enough stock to get another Mori, unfortunately.
I think we do on Jane. We do not on Felix.
No. Jane was almost solid red, so I don't think she's got enough there.
Oh my gosh. The Myers shadow, dude. It gets me every time. Because it makes it look like one of his arms is like almost up like in T-Rex position at times. Even when it's not.
T-Rex Myers, you love to see it.
100%. Makes me giggle a little bit every time.
So did you know with Bamboozle, if you vault the window 3 times in a row, it stays blocked the entire game?
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, what kind of bug is that? Like, what the heck?
I call it over Bamboozle. So if you triple vault, it actually bugs the game out. It's a true thing.
Oh, okay. You know, the bad thing is the fact that I would actually believe you on that. You guys remember when Breakdown went ahead and it destroyed a hook for the entire game?
That was about, what, like 6 months ago, give or take? And yeah, Breakout was... You had teams that were coming in all with Breakout and Sabo builds. It was miserable.
Yeah, it was fun for a Survivor main, but terrible for killers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that was before I really played a whole lot of Survivor, so I never indulged. But that is totally something I would have done now.
Yeah, I was one of the survivors doing it. My build was Breakout, Breakdown, Sabo, and then Built to Last for my toolbox.
Can you imagine that build now with the new Built to Last? How ridiculous
I don't want to imagine that. That would have been so horrible if that bug still existed.
Oh, 100%. Well, Myers puts up a good showing, because I definitely feel like these survivors were not memeing.
No, I think getting those 2 kills early actually was able to give enough pressure to where these survivors were kind of left unable to do a whole lot.
No, 100%. I mean, getting that Mori at 5 gens, I mean, the Mori happened and then that gen popped. I mean, anytime you get that type of situation that early, it typically falls on the killer winning.
Yeah, for sure. It's been this has been a fun match though. Like definitely congratulations to both teams. We do see a final score coming up there of 30 points to 80 points. This has been fun for all of us though.
Absolutely. It was fun to watch. It was a good time. Good showings really by both sides. You know, Monarchy survivors played out of their mind. And really sealed the deal. And you know, Outlaws really didn't play badly at all.
No.
It's just Monarchy played that much better. So GG's to Monarchy. And what's the term that we use when Monarchy wins? What is it? Please tell me, Judge.
Monarchy has been convicted of murder.
There it is. So GG's to both sides. You know, now back to the drawing board, potentially for Outlaws, right? You said they came out, shocked some people in their first matchup. Now they got a taste of a very strong team. I don't know what the other team they faced were. Could have been just as strong, but hey, you know, Monarchy looks really, really tough to beat.
They faced Immortal Alliance before, and Monarchy, I would say, is a little bit stronger team than Immortal Alliance in a lot of ways. So for sure, this was a little bit more of a challenge than the previous week, and still had a pretty good showing against a strong team like Monarchy.
Yeah, absolutely. What's next? Do we have an interview set up?
We're getting one. Actually, wait a minute. I see Shiro has entered the interrogation room right now. So for sure, Shiro, how are you doing today?
Tired, honestly.
I'm tired. All right, I understand. Played some good matches there, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. Like, the VZ was chaotic, but we did well, I guess.
You said it was chaotic, so we're just comms were messy, or like expand on that?
I mean, like, yeah, kind of. Like, okay, because we have had a lot of matches today, so we are kind of mentally exhausted, so we are just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to explain. They were just messy. Like, we have played 3 tourneys today, so we were like, yeah, I don't know the feeling. Like, the feeling that you don't want to do shit. That feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that. Having multiple tournaments after having to be in that mindset and be organized, by the end of the day, you're just like, I want to go to bed, please.
Yeah, thankfully, Rocket was there, our captain.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell when you have a strong team and a strong leadership position, kind of reel things in when things do start to get messy. I mean, you definitely saw it come together.
Yeah, Rocket is the leader.
And you guys had like a pretty consistent performance as well. Like, didn't matter what side of the trial you were on, you guys were performing quite well. Playing 3 tournaments or 3 games in one day, though, that's quite a bit. Keeps you guys busy for sure. That take a toll on you guys as a team at all, or are you guys pretty fine doing it and just want to get as active as you can?
Like, as a team, the comms were just like, yeah, they didn't matter a lot. But for example, some misplay was actually like noticeable. For example, I don't know, me running into walls, or I don't know, rocket gelling, or I don't know. Yeah, like it's, yeah, I don't even know how to explain. I'm just way too sleepy. But thankfully, like, we have Domo and Keeperly know how to keep things organized, because Rocket and I are just gelling. So in the end, it worked well, even after all the day. So yeah.
So wait, you're not supposed to run into walls when playing Survivor? That's what I've been doing wrong this whole time. I knew it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, like
I rub my head against the wall. Like that's not running into the wall, right? It's like running past it, just taking the skin off your forehead, right?
yeah, it's usually smashing. Use an exhaustion perk to smash against the wall. That's the perfect combo.
The dead hard into the wall, and then like Blight slide along the wall. It's an OP play, I'm telling you.
You know, yep. Just body block the blight collision with your own body, and it works every time.
Yeah.
Well, either way, strong showing. You know, after a long day of competing, I'm sure you're wiped. I'm sure it's late, and I'm, you know, thanks for speaking with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to the fans of Vigos or the fans of Monarchy there?
Yeah. Keep supporting us next weekend for more tourneys, I guess. Thank you.
Do you guys have 3 next weekend too? Hopefully not.
Wait. Yeah, I think that those are 3 again. Yeah.
You have potentially what? DBE, Vigos, and Champions, correct?
We had Champions and Entities Endeavor and this and Vigos. Yeah, those 3.
Insane.
Wow.
Insane. Y'all are killing it. It's been a joy to watch you play. I know I watched your game earlier today, and you guys played incredible. So keep it up. It's been a joy to watch.
Thank you. Good night.
Yep. See you, Shiro. And so for
Some
sure,
rest.
guys, we will go ahead and we will also be leaving just for about, let's see, 9 Eastern. So we'll be leaving for about an hour and a half here. But we have seen Monarchy convicted of murder. Dee, do you have any final thoughts on today's matchup?
Nope, it was glad to make my return to Vigos. Thank you for having me. And it was nice to see some really good games, some good plays. And I'm excited to see what happens in an hour and a half, because I will be back.
Oh, indeed. You are stuck with us for another match, my friend. All right. And so in the next match, we will see We Overslept versus Wrecking Crew. So should be a really fun one to watch too. So definitely stick around. We will go ahead and end stream for about an hour and a half, but we'll be back.
Absolutely.
So we'll be rating out here. Dee, do you have any recommendations? I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the lead on this for, you know, in honor of your first game back.
I was not prepared for this.
I know, I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't say that you were prepared. I just said that, hey, here you go. In honor of this.
I don't know where to go, honestly. Because, you know, like these type of events, you like to send people to like another comp-minded, you know, channel. But a lot of the people that I'm friends with are not really comp people. So, I mean, you can go ahead and take it. Believe me, I won't be offended. I'll be better prepared for the 9 o'clock hour.
I understand. I'll go ahead and I will, I'll rate out to Little Rugard here. He definitely helped make a lot of the assets that we utilize here at Vigos. So we'll go ahead and do that. Definitely meet us back here, chat. But until then, Court is adjourned.